Hello guys, welcome to Wealth FX Trading Made Easy, and I am your host, Mr. Babs. Today I'm actually going to be talking about one very important approach to trading that most beginner and even seasoned traders might not be paying attention to. And what is that? It's the concept of what I call top to down analysis. Now, what do I mean by top to down analysis is the process of evaluating your charts from top to down, which goes from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. Now, the concept of using all these time frames, which is from the monthly to the weekly to the 4 hours to the 1 hour, and then if you deem fit, you can go lower to figure out what the lower time frames are showing for precise entry. Now, the reason why you want to pay attention to combining multiple time frames is because this gives you a higher picture of what the chart is doing. And when you have an overall idea of what the chart is doing, it is easy for you to take trades in line with the bigger picture, in line with the overall movement. That way you can catch large profit rewards. Some people ask me, how do I know if a trade is going to run 200 pips, 400 pips, sometimes more? I am able to identify those trades using this concept I'm about to show you. Now, without wasting too much of our time, I'm going to be analyzing three significant pairs if time permits me, and starting with the BTC USD, which is on our chart right now. Now, if you look at this at my screen, if you look at this chart on my screen, you would see that BTC USD, this is the monthly chart by the way, and this is the 1 month chart. So what this means is one candle on each on this chart is actually 1 month of price actions movement. Now what that tells you is for 1 month this was all price did, and in the next month this was all price did, and you could see all price did in this month, a strong engulfing candle. Now, the way I like to do my analysis based on the request from one of the fans in on our YouTube channel, I start by identifying my zones. Now, what are my zones? Zones are those areas of significant interest. Now, it could be your demand, like this one here. It could be your demand. It could be your it could be your supply. This is our demand zone here. It could be your resistance turning into support. Now I have a resistance zone here. And now this resistance would actually become support. I have my support here. So the resistance becoming support. Now these are ways to identify zones of significant interest on your chart. Now this is my support. Now if you notice, for resistance to become support, there must be a concept that I call the break and retest. So what you have here is actually a break, a break of this resistance zone. Now once price breaks this resistance zone, the next time price comes to that area, we have what we call a retest. Now let me take this up a bit. Now if you pay attention to this area, you can see we have an equal low liquidity sweep here. Yeah, we have a liquidity sweep here. liquidity sweep, and now price did a liquidity sweep to come and retest this previous demand zone here. Now this is actually seen in a bullish move. Now as you can see from this indication, price is literally staying above the 7-period exponential moving average and the 25-period exponential moving average as price continues to skyrocket higher. Now, at the break of this resistance zone, price did 1, 2, 3, 4, a huge bullish momentum move into the upside. Now, at this junction, we have a new resistance zone which happened to also be a double bottom, a double top, sorry, a double top. And now a double top signifies bearish movement. Now at this region, we have this first top and then we have the second top here, followed by a pin bar and then an engulfing candle, and then price sold up till this previous demand zone. Now this double top can also be our new resistance zone. So now for price to continue bullish, we expect price to break out of this resistance zone. Now if you pay attention to this, you have what we call a possible cup and handle. Now this is the cup, because if I pick a curve, I can draw a curve around this area, giving me the cup shape, and this is the top of the cup, and then this will be the handle. Now this happens to be that when price got here, we have an engulfing candle here, as well as a morning star, which price did a higher high, and then a higher low, and then another high, and then another low, and then price got to the resistance zone. But now at the resistance, instead of price to reject and close below this last low, what happened was there was a retest of this area. Now if I go to the lower time frame, I can find out that I have a fair value gap somewhere here. So what I have here would be a close above and then a pullback, which is also a flag pattern on the monthly time frame. Now, most of my students know how much I love flag patterns, because anytime I see flag patterns, trust me, the next move that follows is almost as equivalent as the first leg or even more. Now, we have the flag pole, and then this is the flag, and then immediately price closed above the channel resistance, which happens to be dynamic resistance. That tells me that this is a confirmation that trend is about to continue higher. Now price literally did a rejection around this area, and then 1, 2, 3, we had this engulfing candle, which now gives us this new high as our resistance zone. Now so this will be my new resistance zone. And now for price to continue higher, because we said in uptrends we're expecting higher highs and higher lows. So of course I have to keep seeing higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher low, a higher high, and then probably this should be a higher low. Now if I go to the lower time frame, I would have a fair value gap somewhere around here, and then price rejected that area and looks to be engulfing so far. Now let's go to the weekly time frame and spread out our chart and see what it gives us. So yeah, this is an approach to how I do my higher time, my top to down analysis. Now these are the areas I identified on my monthly time frame. Now watch how price has been reacting to that area. Close above the moving average, the two moving averages, retested it, an engulfing candle, retest, engulfing candle, retest, close above, and then skyrocket. This happens to be the pole, the flag, and then breakout, close above moving average, and as well as channel, as well as above the resistance area, and then engulfing candle, and pumped into this new high. Now there's a fair value gap here, which happened that when price came back to the fair value gap here, price literally rejected with an engulfing candle and is looking to be closing above the two moving average periods. Now, this tells me that the bullish momentum is going to be stronger, and I could expect price to continue higher and possibly break this new resistance, or at least retest this new resistance zone before continuing either higher or lower. Now, I can as well go down to my daily time frame to see what price is doing, because of course my weekly time frame is not enough to tell me what I want to my position should be. Now this is the break of channel, and then notice how price retested, forming a double top here on the daily time frame. Now this double top of course is a bearish movement pattern, and most times when you see that, it is expected that price will literally sell from there. And then price sold up until this fair value gap, and immediately we have a rejection, an engulfing candle, as well as a morning star, a close above, another close above, and then an engulfing candle above the two moving averages as well as the zone. Now what this tells me is I expect price to most likely, if at all, maybe retest this area, but then I expect price to keep moving into this zone. So yes, if I was to trade BTC, I would most likely have my long position like this, probably put my entry, and then my take profits will be somewhere around here. And now, because of the bullish momentum, my stop loss can be below the last low. And then because of the bullish momentum, I expect price to continue up until this point and maybe, just maybe, break out of this area. Now, combining the tops down analysis from the daily time frame, I can go to the 4 hours where I want to monitor what is happening. Now, we're currently on the 4 hours. Now, notice all that plenty movement on the monthly time frame. This is what it is on the 4 hour time frame. So now, all I want to wait for is price to literally maybe pull back. Of course, this is can be short-term resistance zone. Let me put a rectangle there. Drawing geometric shapes. Yeah. Now, I have a rectangle here, and yeah, waiting to see how price reacts to this area. Now if you notice already on the 4 hour, it looks like price is kind of rejecting this other block here. Now of course, it is expected that if we are going to continue in an uptrend, we're going to keep seeing higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, possibly a new higher low, or maybe a deep retest, and then a new higher high as we continue in an uptrend. Now, this uptrend setup will be invalidated if for any reason I have price close below this last low, which is this area. Now let me put a rectangle there also so that it makes sense. Now this will be if price happens to close below this low, then it is expected that my trade buy setup has been invalidated and price is looking to continue lower. So probably I'll be waiting for a breakout, a retest of the area, and then sell to the downside. So yeah, oh wow, this is almost 15 minutes already. Well, this is actually a breakdown of my top to down analysis, and how I analyze my charts using price action, technical analysis, indicators, chart patterns, candlesticks, and a whole lot of factors that improves or increases my chances of success. So yeah, I hope I've been able to do justice to top down analysis and how you can use that to increase your trade potential. All right, we're only able to analyze the BTC USD, so I look forward to seeing you in my next video where I'm going to be talking about another beautiful concept. This is Wealth FX, and we're focused on teaching you how to earn. You get to learn how to earn, and this is trading made easy. So yeah, I remain your host, Mr. Babs, and stay blessed by the best.